guys, I'm back today with a July wrap up for you guys. Yeah, I'm not going to be showing you the books in the wrap up because they're all on the bookshelf at the moment, and I'm going to be honest and put my hands up here and say that I cannot be bothered to go and mess around with the books and pick them all out because they've all been put in different places. So I have decided to get my handy notebook and just tell you everything that I read this month instead. I read 6 books this month, which is so much better than I normally do. Normally I only read about 3 books, but I ended up reading 6 books, so I've just doubled it. So I've just done really well this month. I think actually I've read the most books that I have in a year this month, so I think I've done really well. So yeah, because I normally only read about 3, I'm not going to lie, I don't read loads, but I think it might be because I haven't been doing a lot. I don't know. Yeah, so first of all, I'm going to start with the first book I read this month, which I actually did read half of last month as well, so I finished it this month. It was 50 Shades Darker by E.L. James, and as you all know, it is the 50 Shades of Grey trilogy. No, I haven't read the 3rd one, I've just read up to the 2nd one at the moment. Not because there's any reason really, I just didn't finish the 3rd book. I just read the 2nd one. I really enjoyed it, but I kind of wanted to read different books. I didn't want to read the same story. I just felt the story was dragging a little, you know, Anna and Christian, you know, it's going to be a movie, and it's not the best book I've ever read in the world. I'm not going to lie, I don't think it's the worst book I've read in the world. I've got a very mixed opinion for this book. It's not the best, it's not the worst. My opinion is very flat line in the middle, so I gave it a 4.0. 4.4 stars. Quite good actually, really. The reason for that is because the end to that book was actually quite good, so yeah, and it was better than the first book, I thought. So yeah, I'm not going to carry on with that book because everyone's probably doing reviews or whatever about that book, so yeah, rambling on. Then I read Journal of a Schoolyard Bully by Farley Katz, which was probably the worst book I have ever read in my whole life, and it's a middle grade book, and I gave it a 2 stars because this book is absolutely silly. It is middle grade, and I thought because of it being middle grade, I thought it was going to be like Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Even though I haven't read Diary of a Wimpy Kid, I love the films, so I thought maybe it'll be like that, but it was absolutely stupid, and I don't think the author was getting the right message to young children reading this book, because at the end, the bully doesn't learn anything. So yeah, this book was really stupid, and I'm not even spoiling it because it's that crap, that bad. It is bad. Yeah, so I gave it a 2.0, which is the lowest score I've ever actually give something. So yeah, I don't recommend that. Even though I don't like middle grade books, I read it. So yeah, I think a little boy would probably like that book. Then I read Epic Fail by Claire Lezevenik, and I gave it 3.5. I think it's kind of like a retwist on the Pride and Prejudice, and I thought it was cute. It wasn't the best book I've ever read, but it was a cute book, and since I just read Journal of a Schoolyard Bully, it was kind of like, oh, thank God, a normal book that I can read and enjoy. So yeah. Then I read As You Wish by Jackson Pierce, and I give this a 3.0. I love genie books. I have read another genie book before, can't remember the book, but I loved it. This book was okay, very Disney, very predictable. Maybe that's why I only give it a 3.0, but saying that, it was super sweet, and I definitely recommend it for a sweet, easy read. So yeah, very Disney. Then I read Forgive My Fins by Tara Lynn Childs. I give this a 4.0. This is probably the best book I've read all month because I have been reading books that haven't been the best for some reason. I really like this book. I've never read a mermaid book, so reading my first mermaid book was like, wow, this is so awesome. Yeah, I really like this book. I didn't give it 5 stars because the main character kind of annoyed me a little, and I think for a book to be perfect, you've got to really enjoy the characters as well. But there were times when I really just wanted to get the main character and like strangle her. Yeah. but she did annoy me sometimes. But it was a really cute mermaid book, and I think it's a sequel. I think there's a sequel to this book, so I have got to get round and read that book because I really, really enjoyed it, and I liked the way it was written as well. So yeah, that's probably the best book I read. So that was 4 stars. Then the last book I got on Blog Tour was Last Summer by Rebecca Rogers. I gave this a 3.5. I wasn't really supposed to read this until a little bit later on because I'm doing a blog post, as I said, I forgot. Yeah, I'm doing this on a tour. Yeah, and I've already read it, and I haven't actually done a review on this book yet, but I have got to do one soon. But I have already read it, and I really liked it. It took me 4 hours to read this book, which is probably the quickest time I've ever read a book. So it is quite short. I think that's my only problem to a book. I like books to be a bit long. It was a nice summer book though, and I do like summer reads. It has its times when it is a little bit deep because it does involve drugs and that, but it was a little bit predictable as well. But I did enjoy it, and it was a nice quick 4 hours sitting in bed to pass by while I had nothing to do. So yeah, I did enjoy it. So I give this a 3.5. And I haven't done a review on this one yet, so this is probably the only one you can go and check out a review for. The rest of them I have done a review on, so you can go and check on my blog for that. So just to think I'm not lying, I've got pen and paper kind of thing. So yeah, them are all the books that I read this month. I am not going to be doing a to be read pile because I always change my mind on things that I'm going to read. I always do, unless I get like review books. Then obviously you just don't know if you're going to get one or not. So yeah. I haven't done a letterbox mail, whatever, book or post or whatever on YouTube for a while. The reason for that is because it's my birthday in 2 weeks, 2 weeks Saturday, and I've decided why not wait, keep all the books or books that will get sent from my mum and that, and books I'd buy and that until then, and then just have a huge birthday video. Instead of just doing little haul videos every week, and just make a bigger one instead. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. So yeah, I have nothing else to say, but that was my wrap up for July. And if you guys have July wrap ups, then yeah, put them below. I'll have a look. Bye.